What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Refills, and in the true name of this channel, Refills, we're going to be refilling some stuff today. We are here with TK from TK's Garage.
What's up, guys?
And he brought the giveaway car. You hauled this thing all the way down to the Carolinas and then hauled it back.
Yep.
Yeah. So the air conditioning is having problems now. So he brought it over here so we can see if we can diagnose and fix it, which he brought it to the wrong guy. Because I don't know how to do anything but put stuff into stuff. And if that doesn't fix it, I don't know what to do. So the air conditioning is running warm all the time. Even though the compressor's on, the compressor's cycling, it's got Freon in it. Whoo, boy, whoo, it's hot. Good God. Man. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, guys. Now, TK took the liberty of having a shop professionally evacuate the system already. So there's no Freon in it. Yep. What we're going to do is we're going to run a vacuum on it. I've got my cheap Amazon special manifold gauge set here that I've been using for about 2 years now. It ain't in the best of shape, but it works. It gets the job done. We've got some fresh R134A. We got a vacuum pump here for the air conditioning. This is actually this is a really good pump, guys. I got this on Amazon too. This is a, I'll have links to all this. It's a 5 CFM, a half horsepower motor, okay? This thing will definitely pull a vacuum on your system. So I do not anticipate that this is gonna fix the problem. Personally, I think that there's a clog in the system. Since the compressor was already replaced, what was the date it was replaced? See, that compressor is very clean. Yeah. Whereas all of this is really dirty. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is that the compressor, the old compressor probably gave out. Yep. When compressors die, folks, listen to me. If you don't ever listen to anything I say again, listen to this. You don't just replace your compressor, okay? When the compressor dies, it's going to shoot shards of metal throughout the system. When you replace your compressor, you should be replacing your evaporator, your accumulator, dryer, all of it, everything under here, including the piece that goes up front for your air conditioning that keeps it cool. And then you got these down here. You're also going to have an orifice tube. Now, I don't know. Some of them, the orifice tube is kind of an integrated filter. The orifice tube is actually a filter. It's kind of an integrated filter. It's usually attached in a line. You can pull the line off and you can pull the filter out. But all of this really should have been replaced. So I am betting that it's clogged up. I'm betting that the old compressor had a nasty death. And because of that, it shot metal through the system, and they thought they were going to get by with just putting a compressor on. Put a compressor on it and realized, oops, yeah, fail. Fail. And the thing is, guys, the cost of a compressor, this other stuff is cheap.
The whole system was like $150.
It's not, yeah, it's not that expensive. So basically what we're going to do today is we are going to suck down the system, put it back on. It's already evacuated. We're just going to put a vacuum on it, make sure it's going to hold, which I'm sure it will. From there, we'll put some fresh Freon in it and see if it makes any difference, which it probably won't, but I've got like 10 cans of Freon laying around, or refrigerant, I'm sorry. They get mad when you call it Freon because it's not Freon anymore. Now it's refrigerant, and it's not rims, it's wheels. You got to be real careful what you say. You piss a lot of people off on YouTube.
Back in my day, we said it however the hell we wanted to say it.
Yeah, hey, it's my channel, but I got to be careful how I say things because otherwise people get really, really pissed off about it. So I do not think that we're going to be able to fix this with just sucking it down and putting Freon in it, guys. So I want to make that very clear from the beginning of the video. Yes, I know this probably won't work, but this is also the cheapest way. And if it works, great. You save some money. If it doesn't work, well, yeah, I mean, you could take it to a shop where we could do it. The thing is, like, to do this, I believe you got to take the radiator, the cooling system's got to, it's,
all of it.
Yeah, you got.
I looked at the manual online. It's a bitch.
Yeah, dump the coolant. Most likely, this front, most of the stuff up here is going to have to come off so you can actually have access to it. Looks like this like header panel right here probably just unbolts. It's going to be a job. It's going to be a job. But let's go ahead and get the stuff hooked up to it and see if it'll hold a vacuum first. All right, so we've got the manifold set hooked up to the pump here. As you can see, there's nothing in it. Sitting dead at 0. What you're going to want to see, now that we got everything, all the valves are open. So we've got the low side open, high side open. We've also got these valves wide open as well. Wish this thing would stay pointing this direction so you could actually see the amount of vacuum. You also want to make sure your pump has good oil, and it does. I've only used this a handful of times, so I don't even remember where the power button is, but there's a damn power button on it somewhere. Where the hell is it? There it is. That was uneventful. Are you kidding me? Okay. Man, I was going to say, come on now.
Whoa.
Come on now. Don't fail me, Amazon special. Now, you notice, as it starts pulling a vacuum, you want to look over here on your blue, your low side gauge. You'll see that it's pulling right now 22-inch and HG. What is that? I don't know. I don't know what HG stands for, guys. I think that's like a measurement of mercury or something like that. So you're never going to get a perfect vacuum. Perfect vacuum would be 30 psi, or not 30 psi, but whatever this 30 is right here.
30 HG, yeah.
Yeah, so if I understand correctly, you cannot, it's not physically possible on Earth to be able to pull a vacuum that high. So as you can see, hopefully you can see, it's damn close. Like, it is damn close. Oh yeah, you want to see the smoke coming out of it? All right, there is, it appears to be smoke. It's not smoke, guys. There's moisture in the system. This is normal, and that's the purpose of running a vacuum. Number one, to verify when you shut it off that those gauges are going to hold a vacuum. And number two, to get any moisture in the system. Moisture is bad for an air conditioning system. You don't want moisture in the system, guys. It'll destroy it. So we'll let this run. I'll run this for about 30 minutes. Then we'll come back and we'll shut it off. Then we'll see where the gauge is set. We'll watch those 30 minutes after we shut off the machine. And if it can hold a vacuum for about a half an hour, then we know it's ready to be refilled with our R134. And you know, at that point, we try it out. If it works, it works. And if it doesn't, well,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. Figure it out from there. I'm doing the best I can with the tools I got on hand right now. So let's see what happens, guys. We'll be back. All right, so we've left this sitting here, shut off for about half an hour now. And you can see it is still holding a perfect vacuum, man. Like, that needle is right where it needs to be. So I would say at this point, what we need to do is close off these valves so that when we disconnect them, we don't introduce any air into the system. And what this also does, by pulling a vacuum, I know a lot of people take an AC system, they just throw a can in it, and you can do that. You can absolutely do that. But what this does is, since it's holding a vacuum on it now, when we take these connectors off, there is going to be literally a heavy, heavy vacuum on the system. So when you put your Freon in it, refrigerant, whatever you want to call it, that vacuum is actually going to help suck the stuff in the can into your system. So it's a good thing. And you know, that's what we're going to do. Before we even start the car, I'm going to go ahead and use the vacuum to start pulling. I've got 3 cans. So what I'm going to do is it'll tell you here how much refrigerant this car takes. Right here it says refrigerant, blah, 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 obviously R134A, 750 grams. Now that's, thank you, metric system. Yeah, so we got to figure out how many metric grams or whatever it takes. So, okay, 340 grams.
There we go.
Okay, each one of these is 340 grams. So 2 of these are 680. You need 720. So here is 680 grams, and we'll definitely take 2 cans. And then we'll use just a little. I know this is not the right way to do it. We should be having a scale, and I don't have all that. I ain't got all that stuff, guys. So you could get an idea. So we'll use,
Like half.
yeah, probably about right here. You can feel. I know, again, it's not the proper way to. We'll use 2 in approximately a quarter can. And then once we're done with this, we'll go ahead. I've got another gauge. I don't know where it is, but it's similar to this one. And we'll make sure that it's in the green. And that'll give us, you really want it to be around 30. That's generally where it's going to need to be. It's a really hot day today, so we can actually have it up a little higher because it's like 130 degrees outside. So I'm going to disconnect all this. We'll come back. We'll suck this stuff into the system, and we'll find out if it worked or not. So I know a lot of you are going to be like, wait a minute, Randy, why are you using this, you know, Walmart hose here when you've got a manifold gauge set that you could hook to? Mainly because these new cans, they're not like the old ones. You've got to have a special adapter, which I have right here. This adapter is really not in good shape. This whole thing is cheap from Walmart. So we're gonna go ahead and just use this. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit, hold it higher than the car. Listen to that.
It's sucking it in.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna let it take it in until it stops. See? And once it slows down, we'll start the car, and hopefully the compressor, there it goes. That's as much as she's going to take. So we'll go ahead and start the car now. I'll move this out of the way. Make sure the AC is on max and cold and recirculate.
Alright.
Boy, that can is cold. Whew! It's about to be a moment of truth, guys.
AC on. Alright, max.
Yep. And recirculate. Okay. Okay, the compressor's kicking on now. And I think it's going to work this time, dude.
Uh-oh.
I do. I think it's going to work this time. Because I'm already seeing, see how the gauge is going backwards? It's not, it was in the yellow. Now it's in the green.
Oh boy.
So instead of boring you guys with standing here holding a can for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up. This is a time-consuming process. I don't want to waste your time with it. But I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up as best I can, and we're going to come back and see if the AC works. Well, it looks like the verdict is in on this one, guys. So the air compressor, again, is running constantly, but I only put half a can in it. It only took half a can. The interesting thing is the high side, the low side, unfortunately, is having an issue connecting to the low side of this. It connects to the low side on my thing here just fine, but yeah, it's having a hard time connecting to this. So what we had to do is for the low side, we got to use this. Now, keep in mind, guys, AC is running, and she's in the red. If you look, it's probably sitting at about 90. I'd say between 70 and 90 in the red there. If you look up here, it's about the same in the red on the high side. The low side and high side with the compressor running should not be anywhere near the same. We've got something seriously wrong in the system here. I don't know what it is. I'm never going to come on here and tell you guys I'm an air conditioning expert. I can do the basics, and normally what I do tends to work. But in this particular scenario, this is beyond my know-how. This is literally beyond anything that I've ever experienced before. High side and low side are equal. That should not be. The high side will usually be up into the 200, 150, 200, something like that. High side's usually up in this area, and the low side is usually right around here, 30 to 40. So the fact that we've got the low side around 70 or so, and we've got the high side at around 90, there's something very wrong here. Definitely something very wrong. The AC is not cold, obviously. You can't put more in it because it's already overfilled. Yeah, AC is hot. It's only got half a can in it, guys. Literally, it's got half a can of Freon. With half a can of Freon, or refrigerant, the compressor should not be running like everything is hunky-dory. It should not be sitting here thinking that everything is good with the world. It's absolutely not. This thing should have held over 2 cans before we started feeling it get cold. And of course, the air blowing out is hot. So you guys, you can comment below, because this is definitely outside of my expertise, outside of anything that I can figure out. What I would guess, though, is that there's got to be a clog in here somewhere, but he's got paperwork showing that they redid the compressor.
Yep.
They put a new condenser on it, too.
Yep.
And apparently the accumulator, all of that was replaced as well, I guess.
Yep.
So it looks like the AC system was completely redone, so why...
Not working.
Yeah, why it's not working, I don't know. And unfortunately, I'm one of those, I'm like the jack of many trades. I know just enough about a lot of things to get things done, but unfortunately, I'm the, what do they say, the jack of all trades is the master of none, or the ace of none, or something like that. That's a fact. It's a fact. I can admit that. I can admit when I've been defeated, and I've definitely been defeated here. So I'm going to kind of rely on you guys, man. Comment below and tell me what you think. Hopefully one or two you out there has got more experience with air conditioning systems, and you can see where these gauges are and understand that it only took half a can, yet the compressor is running 24/7. Yeah, maybe you can explain what you think the problem would be. And with that, that's all I can do, man. So
yep.
Shout out to TK for free video content. Hey, we didn't lose anything on it, and this just goes to show, guys, even when I fail on something, I'll still show you. Like, I'm still gonna come out and tell you, you know, I tried and, you know, I failed. That's that. It may not hurt to go on Google and see, you know, maybe try to look up this, but honestly, I think an AC shop would probably charge, I don't know what they'd charge, $100?
Probably.
And they'd probably be able to at least tell you, you know, like, this is what it is.
Yep.
Now at that point, it's like you get a $1,200 repair bill.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
We're giving this away.
Yeah, it's a free car.
Somebody, you know, somebody will enjoy it. But no, I'm not putting 1,200 into it.
No. Look, it's a running and driving car that gets good gas mileage.
Maybe somebody from like Maine or Michigan will win it.
Yeah.
It won't matter.
Someone that don't need it. Someone that doesn't need air conditioning. It does suck, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just one of those things.
On the highway.
Yeah, it gets great gas mileage. It's reliable. It runs. So you put what, 900 miles on it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's put miles on it. So I mean, it is a free car, guys. We tried. So comment below if you know anything about the air conditioning systems, and maybe you can help guide us in the right direction on where we need to be going with this. But with that, guys, we are going to get out of here. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the video. If you enjoyed the content, well, jump over to TK's Garage and give him a thumbs up on one of his videos. Make sure you subscribe to him. Comment on one of his videos. Let him know that you're here from Auto Auction Rebuilds. And I'm going to get up out of here, guys. It's too hot to do anything out here. This is ridiculous how hot it is this early in the year. Well, I say that, but like the year's almost half over, I guess. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it is June, but it doesn't seem like it.
No, this seems like middle of July, August. Like it is, guys. If you're in the Midwest, you understand. It is hot and humid as hell out here. So I'm gonna get back inside the air conditioning. You know, you win some, you lose some. That's just the name of the game. That's how it goes. Either way, we tried. So drop your comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not currently subscribed. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Auto Auction Rebuilds. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. We will catch you all very soon in the next one.